small amount of magnesium chloride into a test tube and add a little bit of distilled water and make aqueous solution of chloride ions. Next, take small amount of ammonium bromide into a test tube and add a little bit of distilled water, then make aqueous solution of bromide ions. Then take small amount of potassium iodide into a test tube and add little bit of distilled water. Then make aqueous solution of iodide ions. In test 1, we are going to introduce a little bit of silver nitrate into each of these test tubes which contain halides. First, we add a little bit of silver nitrate to the first one. Notice that as soon as we do so, we get a white precipitate and it is silver chloride. Next, add a little bit of silver nitrate to the second test tube and notice that it turns a bit of darker color than in the case of chloride. We call it as cream color. This cream color is due to presence of silver bromide. When we add a little bit of silver nitrate to the third test tube, the color turns even darker yellowish. This is silver iodide. We can say that chloride ions with silver nitrate gives white color precipitate, bromide ions with silver nitrate gives a bit of darker color precipitate, and iodide ions with silver nitrate gives a yellowish color precipitate. Now, we are going to introduce ammonium hydroxide solution into each of these test tubes and check the solubility of the precipitates. First, we add diluted ammonium hydroxide to the first test tube which contain silver chloride precipitate and check the dissolvedness of the precipitate. Here we are adding diluted ammonium hydroxide solution dropwisely. You can observe the precipitate dissolves. Then take the second test tube. Add concentrated ammonium hydroxide into the second test tube which contain silver bromide precipitate, and let's check whether the precipitate dissolves. Here we are adding concentrated ammonium hydroxide. Shake well. Here you can observe the dissolvedness of the formed precipitate. Then add concentrated ammonium hydroxide into the third test tube, which contains silver iodide precipitate. Here you can see the precipitate is